E aí, galera, Nightwolf aí, mais uma vez com vocês. Voltamos aqui com Pillars of Eternity 2. Vamos continuar daqui onde paramos.
That was a disaster of epic proportions if ever I directed one. A typhoon couldn't have cleared out our audience faster. What's wrong? I'll tell you what, everything. My troop's coming apart at the seams. We're short on cash, we're low on people, and we've run plumb dry on enthusiasm. We haven't drawn a decent crowd in more than a fortnight. And it ain't like pirates are hard to please. That's how you know the show really stinks. But I think I know what the problem is. We've got a lack of flair. If only I could hire more talented performers. I just know my play would take off. A better Aethys, for one. I'm
Eotas
the tallest
melhor.
one in our troop. I'm still not very convincing, even when I bother to dye my skin blue. Also, our special stage effects aren't all that special anymore. We had someone for that role, but she got herself into debt and has a new job at the King's Coffin. Really? Well, that's great. Then we could... Wait a tick. Why would you help me? What do you get out of this? Ah, of course. Well, that's more than fair. I'm in desperate
Claro,
need
né,
of
mano?
two more performers. A wizard for one, plus any
Dois
elf big
atores.
enough to pose as Aethys.
Tá.
I happen to know a wizard of the finest skill set who already performs here in Dunwich, Diana, at the King's Coffin. But unfortunately, I got no idea of where we might find a suitable Aethys. Get me the right people for the parts, and I promise you'll be pleased with your investment. I'll...
Pô, interessante essa missão, né? Olha só. A gente entrou aqui? Eu acho que ali não, viu?
I like your type. What can I stock you up with today?
Tá, lá a gente conversou. Aqui também. Aqui a gente não entrou.
Welcome to the treasure trove, sailor. Anything in my trove catches your eye, you...
Sol e Lua. Lendário. Acerta 2 vezes, mas com dano reduzido. E adiciona 25% de dano de queima. Ah, entendi. De manhã e à noite adiciona 25% de dano congelante. Sintonia Celestial concede Sintonia Celestial de dia e Sintonia Celestial de noite. Aumenta o poder de magias de gelo, ataques de gelo. E aumenta o poder de fogo nos ataques durante o dia. Só que, mano, esse dano aqui é ridículo, né? Tipo, é ridículo, ridículo. 6/11, cara. Não dá. Não pode ser flanqueado. Fuga do polvo, tipo um pulo, né? Inflige penalidade na defesa dos inimigos próximos contra Intellect. Aflição de inteligência. Verso de espelho, 10% de chance de refletir contra feitiço, 5 de deflexão contra... Olha essa pedra. Invocar sirena. Pode pegar. Tem uns itens top, hein, mano? Né? Pode pegar... Nossa, deu 10 mil. Eu tenho lixo pra vender? Vixe. Tem nada, galera. Foi tudo, hein? Foi tudo, mano. Esse aqui... Não. Vai ser isso aqui. Daqui nada, né? Weather. 25% de dano recebido convertido em cura por 2 rodadas. Esse aqui é muito bom, cara. Não tem nem o que pensar pegar isso aqui agora. Manter ele de pé no combate. Muito forte. Aí... Mano, pro Knight, né, cara? Ele é o principal, mano. Pensando aqui, sabia? Por que que no Starfield... Eu joguei pirata, tá, galera? Baixei piratão pra testar. Uma coisa que eu odiei no jogo, eu acho que muita gente sentiu falta disso e viu uma preguiça da empresa, mano. Não tem interface de item. Não tem símbolo, é só letras, né? E não tem... Poderia até ter símbolo assim, ó. Isso aqui é arma, ingrediente, por aí vai. Mano, ficou muito ruim a interface de item. Não é intuitivo, saca? É muito importante essa parte, mano. Muito importante. Infelizmente, cara. Infelizmente. O jogo até que é legalzinho, né? Como eu falei pra vocês aí, né? Eu até postei aí na comunidade do canal. O jogo tem defeitos gritantes. Não defeitos, mas... É um jogo muito grande que desperdiçou muita coisa. Há um cachorro de rua aqui. Mas eu acho que não vem ao caso falar dele aqui, né? Refúgio do ladrão. A gente vai ter que passar em tudo. Eu vinha... Não, aqui é a entrada, né? Aqui é a entrada.
What? I'm no actor. And besides, I can't barely see nothing as it is. Intimidating I can do. Reciting a bunch of namby-pamby lines is gonna turn me in the right direction.
Conseguiu?
What's a good word, Scuttler? No one's. If you don't catch it.
Missão de caça, né? A gente não veio pra cá, ó. Farol da fogueira e o caixão do rei.
Much ado to you, Casita. A word of advice. Guard your back in Dunwich. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene. Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
Que? Quero o quarto lugar no conselho? Que? Tá, invaliando, né?
The Consuelo will need to vote on it. But with your reputation, and if you vanquished Benwith, as appears to be the case, I do believe you are the most qualified to take his place. I will speak with Ferrante so that he may consider the matter further. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today? Yes, our Council of Captains. There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe.
Capitão de alta patente.
Convened to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power, both politically and physically. Ferrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships.
Aldis.
As such, she is the second chair and I am the third.
Agora
Perhaps you would
entendi.
like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes. I met Ferrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet. When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life, like some filthy new blood. You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem, and the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you, the latter was supremely by necessity. though perhaps I'm ill-equipped to throw stones. As a casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the Radiant Court.
Olha quem está aqui.
Ah, Watcher. Good, you have arrived. A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benuet. Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation. That he did, indeed. And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
Capa da proteção.
However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire.
Temos algum esboço? Gostaria de documentar o fenômeno. História. Sim, já ouvi relatos sobre um navio fantasma que leva uma bandeira da Arcose.
It would seem I have undervalued you, Watcher. I will not mince words, as you undoubtedly know what we are up against. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend.
Força mental. É uma lenda assustadora.
We have
Da
been
hora.
losing ships at sea, Aimika. And not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such
Pessoal, a
recent
gente vai ter
sinking.
muito
You
combate
will
no
consider
mar,
what
mano.
she has to
Muito.
say. Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
Com bolhas feitas pelo sol e magra, a pirata olha vocês com um olhar perspicaz. Ela passa a língua no lábio inferior rachado, mas se mantém quieta.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can. Go on, Mom. Ready as I'm like to get me.
Tentarei não pressionar você a lembrar mais o que nós precisamos. Você pensará bastante e recontará cada detalhe que puder, entendeu? Faça isso mesmo que machuque, mesmo que... Não, esse aqui.
You aren't quite what I expected, Watcher. You're kinder than most. Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even a few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes, that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around.
Uma névoa,
Mist so thick you could taste it.
do nada.
Ships sailed from within.
Lembrei de
Out of
Piratas do
nowhere.
Caribe também, com isso aqui.
Was a hunt.
Legal.
Not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end. Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died. The waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it. Calling me craven? Huh, sure, I am. Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
Caramba!
Dunno me. Drifted for days, maybe longer.
O que eu adoro nesse
Kept
jogo aqui é que ele
winking in
é
and out after I
todo
ran out of
dublado,
drink.
cara. Isso é muito foda, mano. Isso aqui é muito bom.
One of mine
Não
found
é, galera?
more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
De novo, os dedos dela hesitam próximos do quadril. O tecido enrugou lá, onde uma pistola poderia ser normalmente amarrada.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she...
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Von Ferrers of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know. She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time. One moment, Watcher. That much should be obvious, Diveros. I prefer my crews to fear their captains, not a phantasm roaming the seas, hunting to devour their souls. Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Rivan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was our Darkotsi paladin,
Uma
who died more
paladina.
than 200 years ago.
Caramba!
It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Rivan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath. And unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketaka. One
Caramba, lá!
Isser the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume. Meaning what, by that last? You were able to read his soul?
Eles dizem que os
Despite
mortos não
how much
falam,
time has
mas
passed?
Easier é bem tagarela. Easier foi fatalmente ferido, mas se recusou a morrer inteiramente. Ao invés disso, ele renasceu como morto-vivo para defender a fé de Bera por toda a eternidade.
God save us from fools who battle with blind trust. A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must of course presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Rivan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors. I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation.
Cinto do capitão honesto, fora a experiência. Muito bom.
A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, say, a favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this. My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of trouble with their newest stock. A wealthy and influential man. What more do you need to know? It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed. First, swear it. I have your word on pain of death, Amica. Buono. Then you're to head to Crookspur Island, where you'll meet with Master Kua. He runs the biggest slavers' port in the Deadfire. However, they've run afoul of the locals. So now, their trade routes are under constant ambush. No, it is my associate who does that dealing. My opinion on the trade is of little matter. It is legal, unlike many of our own activities.
Apesar da escravidão ser ilegal no arquipélago de Fogo Morto, a região é grande demais para ser devidamente fiscalizada.
I understand you may harbor some hesitation in this regard. But in the case you reconsider, At least allow me to mark Crookspur on your charts. When you get there, speak with Master Kua. Tell him I've sent you, and he'll fill you in on what he needs.
Mesmo assim, eu ignorando, ele me deu a missão, mano. Olha isso. Bem. Vem pra cá, ó. O Caixão do Rei é uma taverna? Manerra?
Is that you? What's it been? 5 years?
Eu conheço
Life's
ela?
been good. I keep on my feet and never stay in one place
Não
too long.
lembro.
Wait an hour, then pull any gold teeth. Easy as pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead, it makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe I'll pull your teeth just to prove you wrong.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You, out.
Mano, matou o cara.
Reckon that's one way to settle an argument.
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffin. What can I do for you? Figured that out all on your own, didn't you?
Olha que bem louco.
Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit it was too. Realised I was bound to make more coin turning her into a tavern than letting her rot in her berth. What do you want? So long as you show me...
Tá, ele vende. A gente pode descansar no mais caro, é claro. Né? Ó, e aí? Tem mais o quê? Não, cara, isso. Tripulante. Quem que é o mais caro? Bocão. Cirurgião especialista, com certeza, mano. Aí. Quem que está como médico? Ele? Não consigo aqui? Ah, mentira, jogo.
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron.
A Calandra precisa de você para a peça dela.
I'd be happy to go back working for her, except I owe Harker over there a good deal of money. Stupid dice went cold at the wrong time. Until I pay him what I owe, 700 pyres, I'm not going anywhere.
Toma.
Don't give it to me, give it to Harker. Knowing him, he'll tack on a few extra expenses just to spite me. I can't fathom why you're doing this.
What can I do for you? Got to you, did she? The woman can spot a soft-hearted mark from 50 paces. Like a sixth sense or something. Remarkable. Here's the thing, though. It's more profitable for me to keep her under my thumb, so, sweet as your offer is, you can keep... Unless there's something else you need, I think we're done here.
Toma.
Look at you, big spender. Word of caution now. You don't want to look too desperate around here. Pirates can sniff that out easy as stink on fish. Tierna's free to go.
Endless thanks for taking care of my debt. See you at the play.
É quase que impossível.
Hello. Need anything? I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm a man of adventure, mostly. And what a selection of books it was. Every subject represented. Even some questionable ones. I couldn't help but help myself to them. I took as many as I could carry, and I can carry quite a bit. Read them all cover to cover and learned a lot too. I tired soon of wandering, so I settled in a small town in the Deerwood and became a tutor for a noble family. Fell in love with the governess, naturally, and I stayed. For a while, well... I felt a stirring in my bones one day. I can't explain it. I just woke up, caught sight of the horizon, and had to go. I left my lady wife right there in our marital bed. I don't know what's waiting for me out here in the Deadfire. But I have hope this will be my biggest adventure yet. Well, you listen to my long tale.
Explosivo e mecânica, obrigado. A gente nem praticamente usa isso aí no jogo, mano. Que é esse cara?
Lost my God's damn soul and stupidity. My ship was attacked and boarded by pirate hunters. Didn't know if we'd be able to get away, so I swallowed down my most valuable possession and got his
Como assim?
Só
para não ser roubado.
Of course, now it ain't coming out of either end. Been trying all manner of foul concoctions to no effect on account of my stomach being too strong. Years of sailing the storm-racked seas will do that to you. Started feeling an intense pain 2 days ago. I think I might be dying. Make me puke. Whatever you gotta do, just make it happen before this cursed gem kills me. Give me something strong enough to up. Rosanella's got a stand in the Radiant Court. She's been supplying me with some experimental concoctions, tweaking them after. Tell her the last one.
Tá bom. Interessante aqui, hein? Curti. E aqui?
My, aren't you a pretty one?
Obrigado.
Did you need help? Isn't it obvious? I entertain, of course. It'll cost you 50 pyres, naturally. And don't let the wrinkles fool you. I'm still young at heart, and I've got more experience. My pleasure.
Oh, legal, hein?
What do we have here? How can I eat?
Não. Falou, otário. O negócio é mulher, cara. Mulher. Volta pra corte então, por enquanto. Vários bandidos marrentos emergem das vielas próximas. Fomos atacados.
Well. If it isn't Arca's new business partner, that's quite a lot of coin you two exchanged. Right. We all know Arca's been itching to come out of retirement and claim a bigger slice of dunnage for himself. Eyeing a seat on a council, I bet he is. Think I'll send him your head as a reminder to stick to selling grog.
É ruim, hein? Pera aí, quem começa? Ela? Então faz assim, ó. Essa mesmo, né? Sim.
At your service.
Um uso por descanso. Eu quero testar isso aqui. Só pra gente ver. Ô, louco! Sugou muito.
No use.
What do you need?
Derrubei esse aqui. Boa. Errou.
What can I do? I'm no help here.
Perfeito, hein, galera? Que sugada, mano. Pera aí, por que o Knight tá sem arma? Knight, o que você está fazendo com a porcaria do 2, cara?
Hey, whose side are you on?
113, galera. Eita, mano, muito forte essa magia, adorei. Tá maluco.
Lavaru, be on sync. You didn't mean.
Ah, isso aqui pega na gente, né, mano?
Speak your mind. Akira, it is no problem.
Yes? Tell me. Happy to oblige. Let's reap this whirlwind.
Já era. Curti a sereia, hein? Muito bom.
Yeah.
Vai ajudar pra caramba nos combates, mano.
Happily. I suppose it can't be helped.
Thanks muchly for bringing Taerna back to us. Her storm and weather spells will really strike an atmosphere for the play. And now that we've got a real big brute for Aethys, we can put on a proper play. Stick around for the performance. I think you'll be plenty pleased.
Ok. Vamos lá.
Ladies and gentle pirates, and rapscallions too, you are in for the truest of mental treats. Without further ado, I present the Green Menace. Let us begin with our valiant new blood crews. The Lusty Rudder and Fortune's Folly. 2 ships adrift at sea for weeks and weeks on a venture most daring, in search of the uncharted islands.
Woe and torture. Months at sea with no treasure to show for it. You sure these uncharted islands exist, Captain? We ain't seen land for days.
Were they easy to find, they'd be called the Chartered Islands, wouldn't they? If you're thinking to mutiny...
Land ho! Land ho! Got a lumpy-looking island coming on the horizon.
That's no island. That be the Green Menace. We're doomed for sure.
Souls and gold and glory, you will give these to me. For I am a god among gods, and a true menace upon the seas. Souls and gold and glory. Blame the Dawn Stars, for they have summoned me. And now, I must feed.
Will be the end for us, it will. Oh, Andra, take me now.
Porra!
And that's the story of how Aethys sank a fleet of our best tars. Like the floating hangman, you see the Green Menace coming, you sail the other way. Thank you. Donations and gratuity are greatly appreciated.
Porra, tá aí, mano. Ficou legal.
Loved us thanks to you.
E acabou. Completamos essa missão. O resto agora é fora daqui, não é? Tem coisa pra caramba agora, mano. Eu devo me apresentar no Palácio Real em Neketaka para dar satisfação do que aconteceu em Razongo. Ah, é verdade. Tem uma coisa, galera, que a gente vai ter que fazer com urgência, mano. Ué, cadê para o mar? Pelo mar. Comprar um navio, trocar esse navio urgente, porque os combates vai ser hardcore. Outra carta? Capitã Aldis. Onde que ela tá? No Forte Necroluz? Eu tô perto aqui, não tô? Aqui, ó. Vai pra lá então, mano. Ué, quinta carta que ela me manda, velho. Lagoa Água Obscura. Depois eu tento. Aí, ó, chegamos. Pronto. Ó, aqui eu consigo, hein? Dá pra gente vir... Eita, moleque! Dá pra gente vir aqui depois, hein? Ó o tamanho dessa ilha, que da hora. Ah, vamos tentar aqui, mano. Eu sei que vai ser hardcore, mas a gente tenta. Vai pro forte, então. O Orador de Aço, esse aí eu acho que não dá, cara.
You're the captain who Aldi's invited to parley, ain't you? I'm to keep an eye out. It's so I can provide you an escort when you arrive. Right this way, Captain.
Quer ver que é um cara? Eita, bugou. Aê. Acertei.
Glad you could make it, Loveson. Like what you see? The mark on this side, it means I'm the second highest rank on the Council of Captains. I'm but one chair below that cockrot Ferrante.
Lazarento.
Now, I know I offered you a full parley, but I'm a pirate, which means I'm loyal to my crew. But otherwise, I lie whenever it benefits me. You killed my fourth chair, and a damn good friend. A part of me might be impressed, but a part of me wants to flay the skin from your face. Understand? If you've an explanation, I'd advise you to give it up real quick.
Não pode me culpar por me defender, ele mereceu. Sou a quarta cadeira agora.
Ferrante further stacks the council in his favor, I see. Or maybe not. But with Ben gone, you cut off my right hand. How do you plan to replace it?
Pera aí.
He said you had a smart mouth. But I suppose this'll quell my anger.
Paguei ela.
For a time. Now that we've got that out of the way, I'll admit, I really like you, Captain. You got guts. And not just smattered in your hair. I'd like to make you a deal. Forgive me for dragging you all this way, but I find the proposition of a partnership best works in person. Me and mine within the Principe would make for powerful allies on your side. But would you give us loyalty in return? That
Lealdade? Mas como assim? O que essa lealdade vai impor pra gente?
You're the cautious type. I can respect that. Or maybe you just like to be wooed. But is it gold, booze, or power you're after? I'll offer you all three, and some. If you... But I like to be courted too, Lovesome. And I always come first. Say you wanted to entice an alliance of like-minded captains. You might start by aiding one of my best in Nekataka. She smuggles through the Undercroft.
Da cripta?
Goes by the name of Mad Morena, she does.
Brunete maluca?
And let me tell you, Dove, she's earned the moniker. We don't all start at the top, Dove. You might be a captain of your own right, but if I'm to spill blood for you in battle, I want to know you're also loyal to me. You've a bright future ahead of you, Watcher. See that you don't tarnish it by flying the wrong pirate's flag. Out with the stale and in with the new, eh? I know you've met with Ferrante, that you may even be working for him, that pribbling cockrot. But
Aquele broche é boa, né?
That doesn't mean you can't partner with me instead. Don't do anything to let him catch on. Just keep me appraised of certain future events as they shape up. Aye? How clever you are. No need to commit to it now. You just think on it the next time you're toiling for a man who'd happily gut you. After you've done his bidding, given half the chance. When the time's right, we'll set our strategy. But what can I do, you lovesome?
O que você quer conversar sobre...
Got something for me, Dove? I'm all ears.
Foi Furrante que me contou onde encontrar Benwet. Furrante me pediu para vasculhar Nektak em busca de informação sobre o carrasco flutuante.
I figured as much. That's how Ferrante gained his political standing. And that's how he keeps it. With underhanded tactics that whittle his opponents into ruin. Me? I prefer to face my foes head on. Give them the chance to join me before I fucking annihilate them. And I like to reward those who support me. I'm good to my allies, you see. For your troubles, Dove, let me share with you a little of my treasure.
Conto tudo pra ela ou não? Só pra ver.
The floating hangman is the remains of the Fonferus. Interesting. I had heard rumors as to such. The floating hangman flies a flag featuring the burning palace from Old Valia.
1500 e esse aqui.
Nekataka? But why there, lovesome? Well, go on then. I'm sure you've heard our saying. Share and share, as is the law of the coast.
Guarda da Morte, esse aqui.
Explains how she's captain of an undead crew. That also tells me, if she's a death guard, then there'll be something she's wanting most fierce. Something she may be willing to bargain for. This bit of knowledge is something I can assuredly work with. I always did like untangling the threads of history. It's like puzzling out an encoded treasure map. Only to reap these spoils, we've to uncover the mysteries of the past. Give me time, and I'll find the means to deal with Lucia. Then we'll be one fathom closer to commandeering the floating hangman.
Por que o Furrante se interessaria em ajudar os escravistas em Aguilharda?
I've only suppositions to offer you, lovesome. But I'd bet my swollenette Ferrante is attempting to gain standing with someone other than the slavers.
Oh, legal, muito esse contexto aqui nessa história.
Aiding
Estou
the slavers
curtindo.
is small fry for a captain like Ferrante. It wouldn't pay well enough to be worth the investment. Nope, he's got ulterior motives, mark my words. You can bet I'll be looking into Ferrante's possible business and political associations further. For the tip, however slight, as you wish, Dove, I am happily and wholeheartedly at your disposal. I've got a problem, Watcher, and I think you're just the captain to solve it. Me and Ferrante don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, not least of which is the future of the Principe. We got few rules amongst us new bloods, but one of them is that you live free. We steal and we might murder, but if you pledge to us, you're our blood, our family. Now, if I were to act in direct opposition to Ferrante, he'd use it to call a vote of the Council of Captains. He'd see me swinging by the neck. But no one's got a leash on you. Which means if you were to, perchance, free the slaves at Crooksburg, Ferrante couldn't do piss all about it.
Concordo com ela, só que aí ele vai ficar furioso, né?
I'm asking you to sail to Crooksburg to meet with one of mine. She's hiding within their midst, and will have insider information on the slavers. She'll find you, lovesome. You'll know her by her scar. It's a ghastly sight.
Cicatriz?
Find me when you've freed those slaves. I'll make it worth your while. Captain?
Ok. Caramba, mano, que da hora, né? Quanta reviravolta, moleque. Isso aqui nem é uma das histórias principais, tá? É secundária. História secundária, mano. Muito bem feito. Vamos upar a Palídina. Rapidão. Aí aqui o dela a gente pode pegar. Não, não. Esse aqui a gente pode reviver um aliado. Esse aqui é muito bom. Pode pegar já. Pessoal, vamos fazer o seguinte então, vou encerrar o vídeo por aqui e a gente continua a próxima gameplay começando por aqui, belezinha? Deixa um gostei então e até o próximo vídeo, valeu!